What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and it's the review. The full review of the Honor Magic 6 Pro. The good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Let's go. If you're new to the channel, I review basically every smartphone from the Chinese market, the Western market. I bring them all together and try and do as much in-depth comparisons and details as possible to help you make the best purchasing decisions. I am always 100% honest and genuine, sometimes to a fault. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please smash subscribe. Let's get on with the review. Now, you will know that my reviews include 5 basic categories with some other sprinkles dusted all over the top. Build quality, design, software, cameras, and price. 5 points available in each category. And without further ado, let's talk build quality. Now, for build quality, it's fairly easy to test. Does the phone have good ingress support, such as IP68 water and dust resistance? Yes, the Honor Magic 6 Pro has IP68 water and dust resistance. Does the phone have Corning Gorilla Glass? No, the Magic 6 Pro has Jurino, can't pronounce it, glass. Ultimately, it's meant to be comparable to Corning, however, in the European market, we don't know this as well as we know Corning. But they do include it, and I have had 0 issues with the screen itself, and because Honor are good to customers, there is a pre-installed screen protector, so obviously I've had no screen scratches or issues with that protector on. Now, as for my green device, I have gone for the vegan leather back green, epi green colour, with aluminium rails. Again, to this point, 0 scratches or damage on any parts of the device. Now, it's been nearly a couple of weeks, so by that point, I'd like to have thought I would have had a good idea of build quality. So because of the glass, because of the IP68, because I have no issues at all, and because I include a screen protector, I have to say the overall build quality is high. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. And the reason I give it that is because I do believe that the Corning Glass Victus 2 or Corning Glass Armor is slightly better than whatever Honor are using in the long run. Now, for the next category, design, it's all subjective. I can tell you what I like about the phone, and I'll give you my points out of 5, but go ahead and let me know in the comments what you think about the design of the phone and score it yourself. For me personally, I really like the look of the Honor Magic 6 Pro. I like the colour, I like the vegan leather back, I like the squircle design they're calling it. Yes, not a square, not a circle, a squircle. I like the almost marble effect in the camera lens, the slightly gold tinges on the rails and that camera bump. I like that the camera bump is centered so it doesn't rattle around on desks. I love the large screen. I love the fact that the screen slightly curves, not too aggressively. Nowadays, it seems to have switched completely on most flagships to a completely flat display. But I'm glad to see that the Honor Magic 6 Pro and the OnePlus and the Oppo Find X7 Ultra are keeping slight curves on the edges. Design-wise, I prefer it because ergonomically it just feels better in the hand. Now, one thing that is missing on Honor devices that I like on others such as the Oppos or OnePluses and Vivos of the world is the alert slider. I've talked about this before. As far as design functionality, I do like the fact that a slider is there for convenience. The Honor doesn't have that. I'd really like to see one in a future variant. Now, as mentioned, it's all subjective, and I'll quickly go through design because of that reason. I personally am scoring the Honor Magic 6 Pro a 4 out of 5. It ticks most of my boxes. It's not dull at all. It's not boring. It feels good in the hand. People take double takes. When I was in Switzerland, someone said, "What's that phone?" And that doesn't happen with your iPhones or S24 Ultras of the world. The one reason I couldn't give it higher than a 4 is because, in my opinion, The Oppo Find X7 Ultra is basically the pinnacle of what a candy bar phone design should be. And it comes with the aluminium top, with the bottom half being vegan leather, with the nice stitching. It looks super premium and classy, and it's got that large circle camera bump. Personally, that's probably my favourite design. So far, the Honor is doing very well. We're at 8.5 out of a potential 10 points. Now we move on to the software round. Now, software is a mixed bag. I am pleased to say that straight out the gate, Honor Magic 8, or Honor Magic OS 8, is far superior to any of its predecessors. This latest software version does have improvements on the look, style, and feel of just how the phone works. There's more software features. Your usual stuff like multitasking and floating windows is great, but they've added Honor Portal. They've added in QuickShare from the Gallery app, which I believe will be extended to way more apps. Simply long press on an image, drag it to the left or right of your screen, and you'll have quick links to Gmail, WhatsApp, Instagram, other apps that you can just send them directly to. I really like that aspect, and again, it's going to get expanded upon to be functional with more apps. I think I said Instagram there, and it's not compatible with that yet, to my knowledge. Now, another software feature that is new with Magic OS 8, and it also I should have talked about in design, is here. The Dynamic Island. I'm going to call it that because that's basically what it is. Honor have incorporated some software features exact same as Apple. So if you have a timer going, you'll see that. If you've got Spotify going, you'll see the icon. You can click on the little Dynamic Island or camera bump, and it is going to open up the app. I know this is not new because Apple and other phones years ago have done it, but when it comes to integrating it to the Honor Magic 6 Pro, it's just kind of seamless. You would actually go most of your life with the phone not knowing it done it because it is so subtle. But for those that have maybe switched from an iPhone with a Dynamic Island, or for those that do notice it and you click on it, it's actually quite cool to realise that, oh, it does that as well. A small software implementation that only provides a benefit, in my opinion. It's not intrusive, it doesn't get in the way, so there's no reason to be negative about it. It's only adding to the software experience. Now, as for the rest of Magic OS 8, as mentioned, all those cool features, but then there's still the basics, your customization, your connectivity. If you've got other Honor devices, it's going to work to and from. One thing the phone doesn't have, like 99% of candy bar phones, is stylus support. So I'll forgive that it doesn't have it, but it would be good to see. I do think nowadays in large form factor phones, such as a 6.7 or 6.8 inch screen, it'd be good to have the choice to use stylus. And I'm not saying that they have to build it into the phone like the S24 Ultra, but if you've got a V2 or another tablet that you use a stylus with, it would be pretty cool if you could just use it across all their flagship devices. Now, before I score software for me also has to include internals. I should maybe make a sixth category internals, but then that'll mess up the whole scoring system, and woe betide that happens. But internally, it's Android 14 with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. We already know that this is the best Android update, this is the best Snapdragon chip, this is the best Magic OS. But in reality, for most of you watching, what does that actually mean? Well, gaming, absolutely no issues in any game on the planet when it comes to dropping frame rates, overheating. This chip combined with this phone specifically dissipates that heat so that your long-term Geekbench scores and 3D Wildlife Mark, all those benchmark apps, give the Honor Magic 6 Pro higher scores than the S24 Ultra. And then we have to factor in the other big efficiency gain that this chip and this software brings, and that's with battery. Yes, the Honor Magic 6 Pro's ace up its sleeve has been the battery life. It's a 5,600 milliamp and it's a godsend. I mentioned in a previous camera test video for this phone that I went to Switzerland for the weekend. I took my phone off charge at like 3 in the morning on the Saturday. I then took 300 plus videos, photos, used Google Maps, used banking apps, done everything you would do with your phone all of Saturday until bedtime. So that was like a 19-hour day. And then all of Sunday until bedtime. It still had over 20% of the battery remaining after all of that. Again, I mentioned at the time my two friends travelling with iPhones, one an older 11 Pro Max, that was never going to last. It didn't even last all of the Saturday. But the other one with the 15 Pro, not Pro Max, lasted until Saturday night, but then needed charge because it was on its final 10 or 11%. The Honor Magic 6 Pro got a full day more than those phones. And when you look at battery drain tests, comparing it to the S24 Ultra or the Vivo X100 Pro, it smashes these phones by a distance. And the fact that when it does die, it's going to charge at 100 watts wired, or it's going to charge at 66 watts wirelessly. Yeah. Battery-wise, the Honor Magic 6 Pro would get a 5 out of 5 if this was just based on battery. But because it's software and internals, the software is going to bring it down a bit because nothing compares to One UI. But I am pleased to say that all that stuff combined, I'm going to give the software category a 4 out of 5. So before we talk about the price, I do want to talk about our penultimate round, which is cameras. Now, luckily for you, I'm not going to drone on too much about this because yesterday I posted a full camera test video. All those photos and videos I talked about from Geneva and a few others around Edinburgh, it was all included in there. Summary. The wide and ultra wide photos are consistently great. Colours, sharpness, saturation, everything looks fantastic. In daylight, and because it's such large sensors on all of these devices, they're 50 megapixels and the telephoto gets 180 megapixels, it brings in a lot of light. They're at f over 1.1 inch sensors and the telephotos are f over 1.4. Again, some of the largest sensors you can get on a smartphone. So they are bringing in light, they are keeping that sharpness. I'm going to show you a short that I made also yesterday about the telephoto lens now. Push it. Let's go to its full 100 times and see if we can get that nice deer standing still shot. No. I shit you not. This is the image I got from the zoom lens. I like to say a potato would be doing a disservice to a potato. So yeah, wide and ultra wide, great. Telephoto can be good up to 2.5 times. Maybe even 5 to 10 times is passable. But anything past that, and as you can see, the reason that it annoys me so much is because Honor have advertised that it is crystal clear. And I had a couple of commenters saying, but we knew it wasn't ever going to be like that. I think you're missing the point. If a company advertises that this is how the camera is going to look, people are buying the phone based on that. So that's gone beyond false advertising. That's just blatantly lying. So the people that commented that, oh, well, what did you expect? It was never going to be like that. Just blows my mind that you're almost on their side. Well, of course they've lied. They need to sell phones. That's not the point of it. So Honor lose big points for what they've done with the telephoto claims, advertising, and what the end results are. But because of the wide and ultra wide, I am not going to be too harsh, even though the portraits are a bit hit and miss as well. However, I do think portrait mode can be updated quick with an update of the software. I don't know if any software update is going to fix the 30 to 100 times zoom range that is in this device. So I'm going to give the cameras... I'm torn between a 2.5 and a 3. 2.5. Screw it. You can't lie to people like that and get them to buy your phone and then produce telephoto results like this. 2.5 out of 5 for the camera, which takes us on to the final round price. On the face of it, before I reviewed this device, when I gave my first impressions, because there's vouchers available till March 27th, so still another 3 weeks with these vouchers and early bird deals, the price was strong. It was at least a 4 out of 5. But in 3 weeks, those vouchers will potentially go. And the RRP, which is what I have to score this round on, is £1,100. Having used the phone and tested the cameras, particularly the zoom lens, I'm sorry, but I personally put a lot of weight in the camera and zoom lens. I am not sure that I can be quite as praiseworthy. I can't give them as much credit. There's a word that I should probably use there, but I can't remember it. But I'm not sure that I can stand by what I said in my first impressions. That doesn't mean that I was lying to you in my first impressions. I know I'm going to get a comment saying, but you said that was my first impressions. My first impressions were, wow, what a price. What a lot of phone for your buck. But now that I'm doing my full review and the vouchers only have another couple of weeks left, so there's no longer early bird deals, can I say that this £1,100 phone is far better than the £700 Nubia Z60 Ultra? No. Can I say that it's far better than the £900 OnePlus 12? No. In fact, it's because of these phones that this is going to get a 2 out of 5 for price. Yes, the harshest score is going on price. Where I thought it was going to be quite strong a couple of weeks ago, it's not. I've had a few questions about which would be better, the Z60 Ultra, the OnePlus 12, or the Honor Magic 6 Pro. And if you can get the Honor Magic 6 Pro for £900, then it's a hell of a lot closer. There's definitely aspects of the Honor Magic 6 Pro, such as the battery life, that make it better than the OnePlus 12. But there are other aspects on the OnePlus 12 and the Z60 Ultra that make it a better choice. And one aspect I haven't spoke about is the display. For a £1,000 plus flagship device, it better come packing the best display. And the Honor Magic 6 Pro, while good, isn't. It's 120Hz, but there's £200 phones that do 120Hz these days. The issue with this is the sharpness. It's full HD. Not Quad HD, certainly not WQHD or QHD Plus or 2K or 4K. It's a full HD display. Ultimately, it's, I don't know, a £400 phone has the same type of display. And for me, that ain't good enough. The OnePlus 12 has a, I believe, 2K WQHD display with that Aqua Touch technology. The S24 Ultra has a WQHD or QHD Plus display with the anti-reflective Gorilla Glass coating, which is just voodoo magic. The Honor Magic 6 Pro has nothing about the display that stands out. Not in a field of killers. It's 450 ppi, so pixels per inch, compared to the S24 Ultras and the OnePlus 12s and the Oppo Find X7 Ultras, 500 plus PPIs. That's a big difference. 10 to 15% less PPIs on this device than its competitors. And as mentioned, the resolution just ain't good enough. So the Honor Magic 6 Pro has its upsides, but sadly, it also has its downsides. And when I compare the 6 Pro to the Magic 5 Pro, which you can get for probably around £400 used just now, I actually think as an overall package, the Magic 5 Pro might be a better deal. So, with all that being said, adding up all the scores, if my maths is correct, the Honor Magic 6 Pro has scored 17.5 out of 25. Not the worst outing I have seen, but certainly a good few points off the kings, such as the S24 Ultra or the X7 Ultra. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. If I've missed anything, let me know in the comments and I'll answer your questions. If you have enjoyed it and for some reason you've not already, please smash subscribe. I'm looking to hit 20,000 subscribers as quick as possible and 30k by the end of the year. Big goals, but dream it, believe it, achieve it, or whatever Tony Robbins would tell me. Until next time.